Welcome back. You're watching ShipShape TV. Boat improvement made easy.
Welcome to Marine Surplus, John. I hear you're looking for a fiberglass center console for your pontoon boat.
I am. The current one is kind of beat up. All right, it's one of these plywood shelled center consoles with the vinyl kind of overwrapped on some foam, and it's starting to mold. The windshield is crazed. It's a little too wide for my liking. And I'm thinking maintenance-wise, it might be a little bit easier to kind of take care of a fiberglass center console versus this vinyl one. Okay, why would that be true? Why is it easier to care for a fiberglass center console versus these cloth ones?
Well, the cloth ones, John, they tend to get in the weather and they soak up all the mold and mildew and moisture. The moisture is the worst part of everything, and it just soaks in. It makes the wood rot out. Then you've got no console at all.
Show me this one up front. What type of a boat would this be for?
This fiberglass center console is for a flats boat, John boat that somebody wants to go to a regular steering home instead of a tiller steering.
Okay. So that's for a smaller boat. If you take a look at my current configuration with the console, Chad, okay, there is there's a space from the forward side of the console to the live well seat. There's about 11 inches. That's just wasted space. We use that as like a little catch-all for the boarding ladder. I was thinking, man, if I could get a console with a little seat built into it, incorporated into it, like this right here, that would really open up the floor plan on the boat a little bit. Okay, but here's my issue about going beige, like, you know, natural tones. All right, everything that I'm seeing here is kind of white. Am I out of luck? What's the deal?
Not an issue at all, John. You can paint them to whatever color you want to color match to your boat with no problems.
Let me real quick introduce you to everybody. Okay, this is Chad Wagner, and we are in Sarasota, Florida. And we are at one of the two locations of Marine Surplus. There's one in Sarasota, there's one down in Fort Myers, and you run the store down in Fort Myers.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Okay. Now, the Wagner family sells to boaters like me Surplus. And how is Surplus different than, you know, just regularly going to a marine retailer?
Well, John, Surplus is not used, it is new. That is a misconception out there, but it's new, not used, and we get stuff directly from the from the boat builders. The boat builders themselves is where we get the stuff, and it's the hard to find stuff for a boat.
Okay, now at a big box store, you wouldn't have necessarily fiberglass center consoles all over the floor, or you wouldn't have windshield frames like on the shelf over here, or T-tops like you have out in the parking lot. Now I see rolls of carpet. Okay, and I'm not going to go carpet with my pontoon boat, but if somebody wanted carpet, you guys sell that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir, we sure do.
You also sell the bolts and the screws
Nuts.
and the steering and the cowlings for. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Price-wise, what is Surplus priced at versus like retail?
We're basically 40 to 70% off retail.
Okay, wow, okay. So you've got center consoles with seats incorporated. Now I am noticing that the back is not open, so rigging might be challenging here. Versus this console, I do see an opening so that I could rig that real easily. Can I do some adaptation? Could I cut this without hurting it?
Not a problem, John. You can cut however you want to, make whatever accesses you want to on the console, and either put an access hatch or leave it open with a piece of canvas maybe across the back of it.
Who is the manufacturer that you guys use kind of exclusively here at Marine Surplus for the center consoles?
For the center consoles is C&M Marine Products.
I really like the fit and finish. I mean, these guys are building a nice center console. Now where, Chad, might a boater use a taller center console like this one right here?
On a tall center console like this, John, you'd use it in a bay boat, maybe a flats boat. What it's really for is to get it up height so that when you're driving the boat, you get your steering wheel, your controls, your gauges are all right
in
here.
a stand-up position.
Correct.
Versus a sit-down position. On the pontoon boat, I want a sit-down position. This would be for somebody when they want to operate maybe in a little rougher water, something like that.
Offshore, you know, not too far offshore, but offshore, you know, and back bay type stuff also.
Okay, so the prices on these consoles, small ones go for $195, I see a $250, I see a $275. These are very reasonably priced items, Chad. If somebody at home wanted to find out more about all the different parts and pieces that you make for putting a boat together, okay, do you have a resource for people?
Yes, we do, John. You can visit us at marinesurplusinc.com. That's marinesurplusinc.com.
Chad, thank you so much for the look around. We need to real quick take a very short time out, but keep it right here because when we come back, we're going to be back up in Tupper Lake working on redecking the pontoon boat. We'll get into it right after this critical timeout.